Now, the environment, of course, we have a very depressed market is going slightly back. So, I mean, that's a headwind we are having. And then tariffs, of course, is coming on top, and that influences really two things. The importation of electric cars from China is very difficult to the US, sky-high tariffs. And also, of course, tariffs from Europe to US is reducing our margins on the volume we are selling there, and also, of course, put pressure on the volumes we can get out to the market.
I would also like to get a little bit more detail in terms of plans for the US markets. Yesterday, you confirmed to Reuters that you had decided to pause sales of some of the models in the United States. I'm just trying to understand whether ultimately you're going to have to exit the US market completely.
No, we definitely are not going to do that. We have been there for 70 years. So what we are doing right now is, first of all, we want to fill our factory we have in South Carolina. I mean, it should be the strategic asset it was intended to be. So we have to utilize it more. The second, of course, now with the tariffs, is very natural to bring in a big selling volume, and we're bringing in the XC60 SUV. We have also formed a more autonomous region, Americas, with a more decision power locally. And I think we need that to be able to come back to growth in North America.
I'm also curious to understand how much progress you have done so far when it comes to your cost-cutting plan, including redundancies of about 3,000 jobs.
Now, we are very well on track with that. I mean, the redundancies, for example, of the 3,000, 1,100 have already left the company, and the rest will be out here in the next 1 or 2 months. So that's well underway. We are also cutting costs. And most importantly, we are improving our cash flow, which is really what you could expect to be seen first. And you see that in the quarter that we had a significant improvement of cash flow. I think that's the most important thing. And it's a sign that our turnaround program is delivering. And we are very optimistic about that program continuing to deliver.
I'm also trying to understand how a CEO of a car company can make any sort of long-term decisions at this stage when you have tariffs imposed on the sector, but at the same time, there are ongoing trade negotiations between the EU and the US, for instance. However, despite these conversations, there's still no resolution yet. So walk us through how that is impacting your decision-making at this stage.
I think you have to divide very thoroughly between trying to predict where we will be in a year or two. That will be very difficult, but it's better to concentrate on what should we do, what type of action should we do. And then it comes down to we should be more regional, we should have stronger regions, we should produce closer to our customers, we should continue developing electric cars, etc. Those are things, despite a very turbulent environment, it's easier to come to a decision on that. And that is at least how I think. So I don't think too much about forecasts. I think more about what actions do we need to take right now.